Maddie and Steve, they set the stage. From classic bouts to the modern age. Every slam, every story, every legacy comes alive with wrestling pedigree. So tune on in, the spotlight's bright. The ring is ready on this podcast night. It's wrestling pedigree.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Wrestling Pedigree podcast. I'm your co-host, Matty, and with us today, as usual, we have the last real general manager of MWL, Steve Atkins. How are you, sir?
Well, aside from probably having some technical difficulties and constantly freezing like my screen, I think I'm doing pretty good. You know, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm turning old.
The bear shows it.
Yeah, thanks. I grew it myself.
Along with us, also a special guest with us. You see him a couple of weeks ago with Steve with Saving WCW. Amazing show. I loved the fancy booking that you two guys did. Welcome to the show. The real deal, the GOAT, Ryan Crawford. How are you?
I'm all right. I want to shout out to my man's on his birthday. Greatest general manager of all time. Good eye for talent, Mr. Steven Atkins.
Do you say the greatest or the greatest?
The greatest.
I would say greatest.
Ooh, shots fired.
There's always shots fired on this show when I'm on. Tonight's episode is a special episode. We're talking extended WCW month. We're talking about WCW, the good, the bad, and the ugly of WCW pay-per-views. This will be quite fun if we're both on the same level or we're on this like miles apart. I think it might be a handicap match between myself versus you two. Let's go. Let's, as Steve always says, let's go positive. Right, name me a really standout, really good WCW pay-per-view that you highly recommend.
I'm gonna go with Halloween Havoc '97.
That's a great pick.
From that pay-per-view, we got basically DDP being shot to the moon. You got one of the most arguably greatest matches of all time, Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, arguably the greatest cruiserweight match of all time. And then you also had for all of us old school fans, the war to settle the score, Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper and peak NWO storyline.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one
That's
where I started. Yeah, to me that was fire. That was what put that was a pay-per-view to put WCW on the map.
Would you say that's the best Ray and Eddie Guerrero match of all time?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say that was. One thing I can say about wrestling is when wrestlers are trying to put each other over, that's when you're gonna get the best work. That's why, veering off a little bit, I'm gonna recommend the greatest matches of the Intercontinental title. Because that's a group of men trying to make themselves seen and using the Intercontinental title. And that's where I saw Ray and Eddie here. We're going to come out, we're going to open the show, and we're going to tear the place down. So I'm going to say, yeah, to me, that is the greatest match between Ray and Eddie.
I think that and the 2005 at WrestleMania 21, I think, is another great banger from them. Good, Mr. Positive Steve. Which one is it you recommend for a goodie?
Well, when we're talking about great WCW pay-per-views, we have to talk about when it all started. 1996 Bash at the Beach. Because I mean, not only was it a solid card top to bottom. I mean, Dean Malenko against Disco Inferno, Ric Flair against Conan, and then it was headlined by Kevin Nash and Scott Hall versus Macho Man Randy Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger. And then they turn around and reveal that Hulk Hogan is the third man in the NWO.
I'm not surprised he went that way.
I have a question,
Yes.
and this is a good for the group. If Hulk Hogan is not revealed in the start of the NWO, does that pay-per-view get lost in the shuffle?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I think Maddie and I have talked about this before. That if it wasn't revealed as Hulk Hogan, the NWO wouldn't have had as big of an impact, period.
I don't think that'll be an NWO.
Yep.
I think whoever would be the third man, even if it's Disco Inferno, I don't think he'll be that good. I had to do that because especially what happened last night.
Yep. I like the name drop.
I actually shared that video today and already got heat. So thank you for that, Disco. One of the ones I was thinking of, and probably quite out of left field, is Full Brawl 96. Where it was the NWO versus WCW War Games.
Oh,
the rest of the card was really good, but that match was a standout for me. The whole wrestling show was a bangers, but that War Games it meant a lot to a traditional wrestling fan and to the outlaw heels are cool kind of fan. Would you say that's one of the good War Games that you've seen in WCW, right?
I would say yes, but I'm gonna bring another one to you. I'm gonna bring a War Games with Paul Heyman's Dangerous Alliance.
Oh, I know which one.
Yeah, where we had Rick Rude, Stunning Steve Austin. That Dangerous Alliance team had a lot of up and coming guys that were, I mean, geez, little did we know, Steve Austin would have that rocket ship strapped to him. But that match, you had Sting in it. That was a great War Games. I would say, as far as stakes and factions, I would say I'd put the Dangerous Alliance War Games up there with the NWO War Games.
As Wrestle War 92.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a great match.
Sting's Squadron. Sting, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and Nicola Koloff versus the Dangerous Alliance of Steve Austin, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, and Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah, the star power in that ring. I have a soft spot for Rick Rude. That's why I'm going to bring another one to you. The Chi-Town Rumble. Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That was another one where, Rick Rude was a standout on that card as well. And that one's another one near and dear to my heart.
That one at Wrestle War, they did have Steve's favorite Mendoza was in that. So.
I have a long-standing feud with Medusa.
And she doesn't know about it, but she will find out soon.
Oh yeah, I hope she does. I would fight Alundra Blaze.
I got money on Blaze.
Oh, she'll throw the title right in the trash.
Oh, we talked about that last week, and it was a crazy to think about the people that you just mentioned, the Dangerous Alliance, and the Bobby Eaton, the Rick Rude, phenomenal workers. Are you surprised Rick Rude was never world champ?
That's actually a debatable topic because technically Rick Rude was world champ. He in WCW he did hold the big gold.
Yeah, it's a technicality, but
I'm giving it to him.
But
you're also talking to a guy who's giving the $1 Million Man his reign as WWF champion. But that we could debate this all night, but I say it. He went out there. The big gold belt is a world championship, and Rick Rude defend that against people like Sting, and so I say yes, Rick Rude has been a champion.
What I know about Ryan now is he talks money. If it's
Yeah.
money,
Well, yeah.
he said $1 million man is yeah, he's in now. Andre Joy gave it to him. Yep. Steve, is there any other goodies?
Now, Ryan mentioned Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. And if we're talking about those two, we have to talk about Spring Stampede 1994.
Oh, yeah.
That was a banger.
That was an amazing match between the two of them. And it was another pretty solid card top to bottom. So you've got Vader defeating the Boss, Steve Austin, Steven Regal retaining their championships. I mean, just amazing lineup. Sting defeating Rick Rude to win the International World Championship that Ryan was just talking about, the big gold. Just that was a great pay-per-view. And I think that's one that kind of gets lost in the shuffle.
I agree. It does get lost in the shuffle quite a lot. Very underrated pay-per-view. Ryan, is there any other goodies that you found? Oh, signal. Gotta love it when it's live. Oh. Oh, I love it. All right. Talking about that one, what was the main event for that pay-per-view?
That was Steamboat versus Flair.
Yeah. Do you think are they like? I say this like when I asked Ryan about Rey Mysterio, Eddie. Do you feel they're the same ones? Like, would you say that's one of their best matches?
I'd say it's one of their best matches. I don't know if I can speak to it being their best match though, because all of their matches were amazing. The two of them could really work together.
Oh yeah, definitely. You back with us, Ryan?
Sorry about that. I guess I got hit with the technical difficulties bug myself.
That's fine. Nothing. I always say nothing could go wrong when it's live. I was just asking you now. Is there any other goodies, pay-per-views that you like really enjoy? You could look back on YouTube.
Well, you know what? I know, Kid Ryan would be very mad if I didn't bring up Bash at the Beach '94
Yes.
and bring up, the Macho Man versus Ric Flair lumberjack match, the triple, the triangle tag match between Harlem Heat, the Nasty Boys, and the Blue Bloods. And on paper, I'm just gonna say this because I actually just got done watching The Dark Side of the Ring with Big Van Vader.
Great episode.
Highly suggest it. On paper, you would think Hogan and Vader should have been a great match, but that's also when they had their steel cage match at the Bash at the Beach. Dennis Rodman rocking the red and yellow with Jimmy Hart against Big Van Vader in the cage, but I've come to find out years later they didn't work together that well. I mean, Kid Ryan thought it was amazing, but
it's crazy to know the politics when like you're a kid and you're like keeping it all kayfabe, and all of a sudden you read you listen to the documentary or read the autobiography, and the guys behind the scene fucking hated each other.
yeah, and well, like I said, on paper, Big Van Vader is a Hulk Hogan opponent, a big, mean, nasty heel, and if I was Hulk Hogan, I would have been licking my chops to drop the leg on him.
Yeah,
but
I'd rather him do Hogan than do Shawn Michaels, because the Shawn Michaels back in '97 and '96 was an asshole to Vader.
Yes, yeah. Well, that ruined Big Van. We'd be talking about Big Van Vader, former WWF champion, if it wasn't for Shawn Michaels.
I would have said multi-time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to add one out because a couple of you guys I had it on my list and you guys announced it. But I have one that you guys haven't mentioned was Bash at the Beach '97.
Yeah.
The only reason I mentioned this is because of the main event. Was Lex Luger and the Giant versus Hogan and the newly Hall of Famer Dennis Rodman.
Ooh.
That was actually not a bad main event, especially with someone like Rodman who was a bit green still. I just enjoyed that whole show. It was a really good Bash at the Beach. I wasn't really a fan of the WCW pay-per-views because in the UK we had adverts every 15 minutes. So, and it was on TNT on that time. So it was not good for us, but every time I see that show, it just brings back great memories. Yeah, go on.
I know Steve was a big fan of, hope he's going to bring up the Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan versus DDP, and that was brought up on our last show we did. DDP and the Mailman, Karl Malone. For what it was, that was a decent match. You were on the edge of your seat.
I mean, Rodman and Malone are two guys that you don't think should be able to work, and they could work good enough for a passable match.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Would you? It's stupid comparing it from back then to now because I hate to say it, but today they're all more athletic and just crazy stuff in the ring. But would you say Rodman and Carmelo was kind of like the Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, where they knew what they had to do and they knew what to sell and just entertain the fans?
I would say to a certain extent, like, yeah, they were definitely entertaining, and I think they knew what job they had to do.
Yeah, they knew the spots.
Yeah,
I'm actually a sports fan, and if you watch, you kind of coincide the Bulls documentary with this what was going on at this time in wrestling. Rodman, it's good that he was, it just kind of shows what kind of athlete he was because he was a party animal back then.
Oh yeah,
And going as hard as he was to still be able to take bumps like that in the ring, all the power to him. I mean, look at LT. LT goes in the ring with Bam Bam, has to be carried out. And Rodman went in there probably fresh off a bender and kills it.
I thought LT would get MJF treatment with just oxygen in the tank and just carry him out. We've done some positivity, so let's go on to some what the F's, basically the ugliness. Which pay-per-views or any in that pay-per-view in the match or the theme or whatever that you think, what the was that kind of pay-per-view? Ryan.
I'm not going to go top to bottom on this one, but the way I'm going to describe this one is you watch a great movie. And I think I always compare wrestling to movie. You just watched a great movie, and at the end, they just they killed the main character and didn't really tell you what happened. And by saying that, I'm going to go into Bash at the Beach 99, where Hulk Hogan comes out and Jeff Jarrett lays down, and then Vince Russo comes out and Vince Russo's everything. And then we have the Booker T and Jeff Jarrett match, which is now you got a point where we have a great moment of we're finally giving Booker T his recognition, and it leaves a bad taste in all of our mouths.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think I want to start there.
Yeah, I would say it's Bash at the Beach 2000, but I could be wrong.
I think it was either 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
I mean, you can name a lot of pay-per-views in 2000 where you're like, why?
Oh, if you haven't watched our 1999 to 2001 where I shit on everything, and Steve, God bless him, when we were doing Starrcade 97 and then the 1999 to 2001, I shat on everything. That's why he brought you in, really, to bring the positive on WCW in that year. Yes, it Dirt Side of the Ring was the best thing for Bash at the Beach because it gave us a bit more insight, but it still fucked up that whole shoot angle from Vince Russo, from Jeff Jarrett doing business. I felt bad for Jeff. It left a bad taste for a wrestling fan because you had to go in on a Monday where it was all over sports news, and you just felt embarrassed to be a wrestling fan at that point, in my opinion.
Like the problem with Vince Russo is he was trying too hard to swerve. He was trying too hard to make you think that push the envelope to where you couldn't guess what was going on. And it's there's a point where you have to use the tools you have to to make make lemons into lemonade. And Vince Russo wouldn't do that. He was too busy trying to create a Springer episode.
Yeah, he was obsessed with Springer.
That's why I'm gonna bring Mayhem. You got Mayhem, the second Mayhem pay-per-view in 2000.
Yeah,
that was complete trash. Like, why are we? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, that was bad. Steve, what's your take on the Bash at the Beach 2000 or 99?
Oh my god, it was just pure trash. Pure fucking trash.
I think it's Bash at the Beach 2000 because on my list, on the bad one, which we'll go into, I got something really fun that I want to discuss with you guys. Here's a WTF for you, and I don't know if you guys remember this. It sold out 1999, and it was okay pay-per-view, but one of the matches was a WTF. It was Goldberg versus Scott Hall with a stun gun on the ladder match.
Yep.
I do remember that.
Steve, what the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck?
Right. What was, you must have saw this live, and what the hell is going on?
I mean, what weren't we putting on a poll between 2000 and 99? If it could be
we
put
had
on
Viagra.
a poll, we had Viagra. I want Judy Bagwell. Buff Bagwell's mom was on a poll. You
Pinata.
name it was on a poll.
Mm. Oh, it was so bad. And that ladder match, just Goldberg in a ladder match it should be banned. It just should be banned. I mean, Scott Hall could do a ladder match. We all know this. Even him back then, it was a bit iffy, but Goldberg in a ladder match does not. That's like curse words. Steve, have you got a WTF?
Oh, I sure do.
Is it Starrcade 97?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not so much the pay-per-view that made me go, what the fuck? All right, let me preface this by saying I understand the desire for crossovers in wrestling.
I know what this is.
Oh, you have no clue what this is.
I got a feeling.
In 1990, okay, Maddie knows exactly what it is. 1990, they did a crossover for RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
And now, you guys know that I always wear shirts that have to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
My shirt today is Sting and RoboCop. It didn't even have anything to do with the pay-per-view itself. The pay-per-view itself was fine, except for that one fucking segment where RoboCop saves Sting from an attack by the Horseman. What the fuck was that?
I remember him just walking down like hands in RoboCop, and he turns that way and goes, "Oh, don't."
I guess logic is if I'm gonna be saved, I want it. I guess RoboCop. If he's available, get him in here.
I mean, I guess Tony Stark was unavailable, so they had to go with the other metal guy.
Yeah, we can. Who can we get to come and help Sting? Got to be RoboCop.
I will admit, I'm surprised $1 Million Man, Steve Austin, $6 million Man did come out. Oh, I forgot about. I mean, I was a massive RoboCop fan growing up. I loved the movies, but fucking they do not need to have RoboCop coming out.
No.
It took him 10 minutes to get to the cage.
Yeah. and by then the damage was already done.
I mean, you're against it was the Horsemen, like the Horsemen, the 4 Horsemen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They're the most deadliest group at that time.
Right.
And you're taking 10 minutes to walk. Oh no, man! It's just how do you open the cage? That's what gets me.
And like, not only that, it was the Good Horseman. It was Flair.
Yeah.
It was Arn. It was Tully. And I believe it was Wyndham. I don't think it was Ole. I believe it was Wyndham.
It was
Couldn't
Wyndham.
have been that good. Couldn't handle RoboCop.
Well, they're fighting against a trash can, dude.
Oh man! And this is like what was the year?
1990.
Who knew that?
Capital Combat 1990. The Return of RoboCop.
Who knew that 10 years later there'll be like the Ready to Rumble movie coming out, where just that got flying what do you call it? Motorbikes coming through the not Hell in a Cell, but a cage match, and you had David Arquette being the world champion.
Yeah.
It's just oh man, that just gets me. Ryan, any more?
I have one, and I don't really have a pay-per-view, but it was more of a, do you guys remember the Black Scorpion?
Oh yeah.
Sting, Sting, Sting. And then it's this big, long, drawn-out story of who the Black Scorpion is. Who is it? And then it turns out it's Ric Flair.
It's kind of. I know it's probably a bit stupid to like compare it, but it's kind of like what happened last night.
Yeah.
Kind of dragged out. You think, yeah, it's gonna be someone so cool, and then oh shit, it's the same Ric Flair. They're grabbing no rivalry, and it's just
those promos of the Black Scorpion, and I remember there was one where Sting is legit just chasing the Black Scorpion across like a green screen, and it was this, like, what am I watching? Why? I mean, it was just the goofiest thing I've ever seen, and then you're expecting like this big, scary kind of Undertaker character to finally, and it's Ric Flair.
Oh man, what do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie they did? I think it was the British Bulldog and Sting on the beach.
Oh, I do remember that.
Was that for a pay-per-view?
That was for Bash at the Beach with Sid Justice and the flip flops.
Was that with who's the fucker that went through the wall?
Shockmaster.
Yeah, was that for the Shockmaster? Now that is a pay-per-view you should WTF on.
Yeah. Well, you get Sid Justice in his blue tights just coming on down in his flip-flops. Tugboat and a sparkled stormtrooper mask.
But everybody loves Uncle Fred though.
Did you ever watch the Legends with Wrestling Roundtable thing where Dusty is talking about it? Because Cody is there watching it with his friends at home and goes, I think that was Uncle Fred.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I nerd WTF, which I knew then. Like, I know I was about 7 or 8 years old, but I knew that I was like, this was a title match. It was Starrcade 96, Hogan versus Flair. Hogan versus Piper. And Piper won, but they were like, well, no, it wasn't a title match. Even though they said it was a title match, they said, no, it's not a title match. It confused every wrestling fan on that night.
Yep.
I remember that like it was yesterday. And then they came out And they like, look, we're gonna show the footage. Piper wins. He put him in the sleeper. We're gonna give Piper the belt. And at the end of the Nitro, Piper's the champ. And as a kid, you're pumped. Yes, they give it, and then they came back out and they said, no, Piper isn't the champ. And you're like, wait a minute, is he or isn't he?
I know we talked about Starrcade '97 a couple of weeks ago, but I gotta go for that ending still. And Steve for that ending.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the same ending the spot the night after on
Yep.
Nitro. What was your take, Ray, on that
Well,
big build up on
I'm not even going to go off that ridiculous ending. I'm going to go off of, you have the hottest talent in wrestling. You have a chance to bury your opponent. Okay, let's use Hulk Hogan. You're getting ready to drop the leg. So what do? Let's make Bret Hart the special guest referee of an Eric Bischoff match.
Oh,
Like, what?
however, let's not put him on the night after he gets screwed. Let's leave it a month and then put him on. So hold that momentum is dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, Steve, you're not going to like this, but I want to go on the bad now. Even though it feels like we just talked about the bad, but let's go on the bad.
Oh no, I'm fully ready for the bad.
I'm going to mention the bad. Slamboree 1999. All
Trash.
the matches was trash, but one match stands out for me, and that's Gorgeous George versus Charles Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Or Little Nate.
I may be mistaken, but do you remember what else was in that pay-per-view? I think this one might have been the 2000, but I'm pretty sure Miss Hancock had a miscarriage.
That was the 1999. Yeah.
Like what? She fought Major Guns and had a miscarriage. Like what?
Oh.
What?
Oh. You could tell. I think that was the 2000, but you could tell that was Vince Russo because he used that in 1999 with Tyree Reynolds, and then he just added that 1 year later onto Miss Hancock. It was much more younger, much more hotter. Oh, it was David Flair, wasn't
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
David Flair was the dad. So you had in the same card, a pay-per-view card, mind you, Charles Robinson versus Little Nate himself. Little Nate himself, Charles Robinson versus Gorgeous George. And then you gave Miss Hancock a miscarriage.
Oh man, that's so much fun. Oh. I'm looking forward to this. Steve, what bad one have you got?
Oh my god. If there was an award for the worst booked pay-per-view of all time, it would have to go to Uncensored 1995.
Oh, okay.
I mean, first off, you have Dustin Rhodes going up against a blacktop bully in a moving fucking truck.
Is that the one that get fired?
Yeah. And they kept having to like mess up the shots because they didn't want to show blood. Obviously, you're gonna have fucking blood if they're on a moving goddamn truck, you retards.
King of the Road match.
Yeah.
That was 13 minutes and 4 seconds too long.
It was just horrible. And not to mention, they also had another match on that card, which didn't make any sense.
I know what you mean.
Mang versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a martial arts fight.
Wait, who's the special ref? Who's the special ref? Sonny fucking Ono.
Oh, yep.
Oh man.
What?
There was a boxing match. There was a boxing match on that night also.
Yep, Johnny B. Bad versus Arn Anderson.
Who's Who's the guy who's got a bad neck? He ain't got a good fucking left hand. And he's still fucking have a boxing match.
Oh man.
Oh. And actually, in that match, the main event was a leather strap match.
Mhm.
Hogan with the Renegade defeated the real deal favorite, Vader, with Ric Flair.
Yep.
In a leather strap match. I mean, oh man, that was bad.
Not to mention that mess of a fight between the Nasty Boys and Harlem Heat.
Yeah, that was a false count anywhere match. That was a screw up. Oh dear. Oh Ryan, have you got any?
I've
Any
got
battles?
one. I got two of them. I'm going to hit you guys with two of them. Just first, I want to get your thoughts on this one. I'm going to go with the very first NWO Sold Out.
Oh,
To me, it was trash because first it just starts with them riding. I mean, it must have been a theme. Riding on trucks. It is the first half an hour of them riding on trucks coming to the arena. And then, then you have every match after that where you already know the outcome. You know what I mean? They're not going to have the NWO lose. And the worst part is you could have had a great thing. You had Six versus Dean Malenko. That could have been a great match. But no, we're gonna put it on this trashy pay-per-view where we already know everybody who's gonna win. And we can't let this match go on long because we gotta show us driving on trucks. And the second one I'm gonna hit you with is Halloween Havoc '98.
I have that on my list.
Yep.
That's not the worst Halloween Havoc, though.
It's not the worst, but boy, was it bad. That ending with the Warrior and Hogan, I would have been, okay, let's let Hogan get his receipt. Let him win it. Let Hogan beat the Warrior. Everybody, all the old school fans are clamoring for it. Hulk comes out, beats the Warrior. Okay, I'm okay with that. And then, but no, we're going to have him put lighter fluid on him and try to light him on fire.
I want to know who was the one that came up with all the suggestions for Ultimate Warrior. Like him coming out through the ring and that trapdoor, which ended or caused a lot of trouble for Davey Boy. Then you had the stupid mirror shit, where apparently only Hulk Hogan could see him, but we could fucking see him. And then the head of Hulk Hogan is, oh man.
And let's not even talk about we took the main event, and because we wanted to do that stupid shit for so long, we now no longer get a main event because they just right as the bell rings.
Because they went over by like 6 minutes, and they had to repay everybody a lot back. They lost so much money because they went over on that pay-per-view.
Yep. I remember being a kid and being very pissed. Like, it's literally like DDP is leaning against the thing and they're about to wrestle, and it's over.
I think Steve could vouch on this. I think they tied up, they tussled out to the ring, and then it got cuts off.
Yep.
I think they had to pay back. Like I think it was a hefty amount of money. It was ridiculous. It was in the millions, and I think that was the start of like the holy shit. This is not gonna get any better. Oh man, what is the worst Halloween Havoc then? You said, Steve. You said that ain't the worst one.
Oh, 3 words: double bear hug. Halloween Havoc 1995.
That wins. I think that beats lighting the Ultimate Warrior on fire.
Oh, yeah. All right, I give you that one. You know it's a bad pay-per-view when the main event ends in DQ
Yeah.
with a Yeti.
with a
Yeah.
Yeti. Oh man, I forgot about that one. Oh,
I want to know the guy who just sat there and was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have the giant give him a hug. And then there's going to be a guy, a Yeti. Yeti's going to come out. He's going to hug him too. That's how we're going to end this thing. And everybody was like, great idea. You hit it right on the head, bud.
And guys, here's the kicker. He's not even going to look like a Yeti. He's going to look like a mummy.
oh shit! Yeah.
He did look like a mummy. Yeah, yes. There was nothing abominable about him. Because when I think of Yeti, I think of an abominable snowman.
Was it not the Yeti come out, or was it the monster truck sumo match before that?
That was leading up to the monster truck sumo match.
Somebody should be dead. The way you win monster truck sumo is you kill the other man in your monster truck.
Well, it lasted exactly 5 minutes. Hogan won by just throwing him over the roof. Apparently, the giant landed on his feet, and then he defeated Hulk Hogan via disqualification. Oh, it's just... Do you know what's so crazy? The match before that was Randy Savage versus Lex Luger
for the world title.
No,
I believe wasn't because they were fighting for the world title.
It was just a single match, and that match was 5 minutes and 23. The Giant versus Hogan, the main event, was 14 minutes and 30 seconds.
Horseshit.
That's Steve's got that. I got the picture in my head now of the Yeti come down. I'm just doing this. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Randy Savage versus the Zodiac.
Oh
God.
Brutus the Barber.
I mean, he's had a lot of names, but God, that was 1 minute and 30 minutes. 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yep.
You say that's the baddest pay-per-view of all time. However, one of your favorite people, Johnny B. Bad, defeated DDP for the WCW TV title.
I mean, that in itself was a good match.
Yeah.
Because those guys always worked well together.
Yes.
Yep.
They always do. And, well, Johnny B. Bad back then was really good.
Yeah.
He was really
Although
good.
that match, though, was very long.
17 minutes.
Yeah, they probably could have cut it by about 3 or 4 minutes and made more of an impact with that match.
I got one for you. Bash at the Beach 1999, Buff Bagwell versus Piper in a boxing match with Miles Lane as the special ref.
Yep.
That was trash.
It was.
That was trash.
That was straight trash. Yep. That's when they were trying to do a lot with Bagwell and they just could not just get there.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Like, they had the No Limit Soldiers on there.
Oh yeah. Hey, now you're gonna get the positivity. I liked the West Texas Rednecks. Rap is crap. I still rock the Rap is Crap song in my truck.
No way.
I do too.
I rock it, and I love that song. And Kurt Hennig and Barry Windham, that was a great team versus Conan. And now I wasn't a big fan of the the No Limit Soldiers thing, but I love Rap is Crap.
Also,
I can't say it with a straight face.
Fit Philly won the Junkyard Invitational where no one could see fuck all on the TV screen. It had the most baddest lighting ever. Oh, so bad.
The whole thing. They'd come out and like take, because that's when WCW was trying to do the whole DJ booth thing and be like WCW. Ricky Rad would come out and be like, I'm Ricky Rad with WCW. And you're like, why are you here?
You actually, there's one thing, and there's no disrespect to it, but there's one thing that was criminal on that night, and that was David Flair defeating Dean Malenko with the WCW United States title on the line.
Yep.
That was so criminal. Oh god, the cat Ernest Miller defeated Disco Inferno in 8 minutes too long.
Yep.
It's just that's so bad. Ryan, have you got any more bad ones? I know you said you had the two, but is there any in the back of your mind you think, oh yeah, that?
I look back, I was at Halloween. I got my 5 with Halloween Havoc 98. But I think you guys have hit most of my bad ones. But we hit on a Black Scorpion. I think we've gotten a pretty good, the NWO, going over the top was sold out. So I think more you can look back now and say, because one thing as a positive person, I could give WCW is you'd get some trash, but you would sprinkle in your, okay, we just did something stupid with RoboCop, but earlier in that match we had Cactus Jack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's hard to really say that a lot of their pay-per-views were, but I mean, one thing I could say, to kind of conclude it is WCW would have an error where you're just getting bangers. And then you'd have an error where they'd say, okay, we got to compete with Vince and we're just going to give you complete garbage.
We'll just give you Vince Russo. Steve, have you got any more baddies?
Oh, of course I do. So one that popped out to me, and it's not really WCW's fault, because this whole card was thrown into absolute disarray, like in the weeks leading up to it. Sold Out 2000. I mean, Bret Hart had to drop out because he got a concussion. Jeff Jarrett went down with injury.
Yes, he did.
Just what the stipulation between Kidman and Malenko that you can't go outside the ring.
Oh god,
Malenko
yeah.
forgets the rules and walks outside the ring.
And they still fight. Even though the rules is stated that, they still fight for a good another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Catch can match. Vampiro versus David Flair and Crowbar with Daphne. I love those three. David Flair, Crowbar, Daphne, would love them.
Yes.
Me too.
Nowhere to talk about how shit WCW was between 1999 and 2001, which I heavily staked on. Oklahoma defeating Mendoza for the WCW Cruiserweight title.
Oh yeah, your girl Mendoza.
I guarantee you, he supported Oklahoma for one night only, and that was against her.
No, I was rooting for them to both fail.
As a new person of the show, please explain what is your beef with Medusa?
Okay.
Yes.
So, 1995. It was my 11th birthday. My mother brought me to the Fan Fest before WrestleMania 11. I'm walking around. I'm having a good time. I'm taking pictures with everybody. Got a buttload of autographs. Hung out with some cool wrestlers. I go up to get an autograph from Alundra Blaze, and the bitch goes, "Not now, kid. I'm busy." That fucking bitch.
Just like that?
Yep. Just not now, kid. I'm
doing?
busy. She was preparing for an interview in about 10 minutes. So she couldn't take 10 seconds and say, "Hey, thanks for asking for my autograph. Here you go." Nope. So I have had a feud running with Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa, for the past 31 years now.
Wow. So you don't agree with hot stuff?
I love that story.
Me too.
Because she has no fucking idea, but he holds that grudge like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. And
Yeah.
she's on his list.
No, that bitch has heat with me.
You got Maddie. You got to get her on the show.
Oh, trust me, I'll be trying.
We got to get her on and have this talk out. Maybe she apologized. Maybe she comes in with hot fire.
You get your autograph.
Yeah, he finally gets this.
At this point, I don't know if I want it.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Yeah.
you do. The
And a
8-year-old
picture,
you
too.
still want to, yeah.
It's got to be a picture too. He's got to get his picture with her at this point. I mean, 31 years.
Whenever she's around New Hampshire, Manchester, she has to just pop like, "Hey, I'm here. Here's a picture."
Yeah, just gives him a hug.
Well, then she needs to give me a ride in her monster truck too, just to make up for it.
Oh yeah, I've always had a soft spot for her just because I was a Macho Man guy, and I was totally pulling for the Team Madness over Kevin Nash. When they were doing that, even though that storyline was complete trash, and they, that ended up, we had an awesome heel Macho Man come in, and he was going to look like he was going to run the world, and we're just going to have Hulk Hogan come out and with the Wolfpack music that doesn't exist anymore and take the belt off him in a day. But that's what made me a Medusa fan was the Team Madness.
It's a funny add heat on that, but the main event of that uncensored that you mentioned was the Benoit winning the world title and then pissing off the WWE after.
Oh yeah, and then they came out and they said, "Oh wait, Sid didn't lose because his foot was under the rope when he tapped out." So Arn Anderson handed Sid the belt. I remember that.
You gotta love kayfabe.
Which he then had to vacate.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah. That would actually be one on my list too if we're gonna New Blood Rising.
Yes.
That was a we had Billy Kidman going over Hulk Hogan, which I don't hate, but just the way you did it. And then Hulk Hogan's coming out wearing those goofy button-up shirts.
Maddie has heat with Billy Kidman.
Oh yeah, he's a lucky son of a bitch to have Tori Wilson that long and then be in WWE doing fuck all and then ruining SmackDown. Lucky son of a bitch. him and Miles Bourne, they could go themselves.
Yeah. Now we have to find somebody that you have heat with, Ryan.
I'm gonna have to. You know what? I have a story, and I'm gonna have to go Bret the Hitman Hart. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. And it's kind of it's as you guys know, me and my
the Hitman is judging you.
Oh, he can judge what he did. Actually, I'm gonna say it's more for Shawn Michaels because I was always growing up. I was a big Undertaker fan. It's SummerSlam. We're all the my cousin Ian's coming over. We're all watching. We're expecting Undertaker to bury the Hitman. Shawn Michaels smashes him with the chair. Bret Hart wins the title, and it crushed me. It sent me into a deep depression. So if I were to say my heat, it would definitely be with HBK. I feel like he should come on the Wrestling Pedigree and apologize for and in my eyes, if you guys remember the stipulation, HBK should not be allowed in the States. You said if you interfered in the match, you would leave the United States and live in Canada. He didn't, that's an interference.
You got a point there.
Yeah, mine's a little more petty. I didn't get snubbed by Bret Hart at a. I didn't get snubbed by Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels at a wrestling show. So mine's a little more petty, but I still consider Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels needs to apologize.
So in that case, Shawn Michaels was illegal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he should be deported.
He should be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start posting signs.
Before we end this episode, I got one left, and that was Road Wild 1999. It's kind of a mixture of what the fuck and bad because as much as I love the where they were, and it was a beautiful sight. If I had to hear motorbikes every fucking 5 minutes revving, I was just yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, it was 1999. Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash, and the loser has to retire. Nash lost, and he was retired for 4 months.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
What
you could put
the
all
fuck?
those road wild. You could put all those road wilds. I mean, Eric Bischoff and his motorcycle fetish. I mean, all those road wilds. It was just like how hard it must have been to compete over loud motorbikes, and
Oh
it's like,
yeah,
dude, go to Bike Week on your own time. But can like we just watch wrestling?
we talked about the WTFs, the Red Wall. We did not even talk about Jay Leno.
Oh. And
Oh,
that's saying a lot that we found worse things in Jay Leno.
yes, a
Pointing
lot
at
of
his
it.
chin.
A lot of it was because of Vince Russo. Let's end this on a positive. Ryan, what did WCW mean to you?
What did WCW mean to me? It meant, like I grew up in West Virginia, so you kind of had being in that section of the Northeast, but also kind of mid, kind of closer to the South. You got a taste of both worlds, and I can say that WCW, like when Hulk Hogan, because became the NWO and he was a bad guy, that sent ripples through the Crawford household.
Hmm.
Like, oh man, did you guys hear that Hulk Hogan is bad now? Like that sent ripples. So I can say that WCW was big in my family. I would even say there was points where WCW was bigger because during that time in 97, me and my brother are fighting. Oh, who gets to be in the NWO? He was older, so of course I lost. But it meant a lot to me, and I think it meant a lot to my childhood.
Absolutely, Steve.
I mean, with my dad's family being largely from the South, especially Georgia. Um, Watching it with my grandmother when I was a kid, ever since like the NWA days, it's always held like it's been close to my heart. Um, and then as I got older and WCW became, real competition to WWF, it was something else to watch when, WWF didn't always pique my interest, but WCW always would for some odd reason. Maybe it's because they had the real wrestling.
Real wrestling. Um, for WCW, for someone in the UK, I first found them in '95 when Nitro started, and from '95 to early '98, they were my favorite alternative. If WWF were pissing me off, I'll flick on. Um, they gave me some great memories that I remember, and they gave me one of the best computer games ever when NWO WCW Nitro Revenge for the
Yeah.
N64. So it's a legacy WCW will still have, and 25 years later when they went out of business. So and we still talk about them today and laugh at their fuck ups and enjoy their good matches and the good stuff they actually did also. So Ryan, where can people find you, sir, on this
So
delightful show?
I like to visit a lot of local shows around New England. Right now, you will either see me at a chaotic wrestling show where they've produced talents like Kofi Kingston, Mello, Sasha
Yep.
Banks. They all came from the chaotic. Or I'll be visiting a APW show. which will be Atlantic Pro Wrestling, which produced talents like Dijak. Mello also came from there. You would also catch him there, and you can catch me at a lot of local wrestling. I like to promote our indies and promote my local wrestling.
On the social media, I do follow APW. So yeah, they do some. But I've seen some banger match cards they have done in the last few years. So they're definitely worth a great follow.
Funny enough, I was just at a local wrestling out of Portland, Maine, and
Wow.
saw Scotty Too Hottie do the worm again.
I highly recommend you go on YouTube, type in Joe Hendry and Scotty Too Hottie. He does a song, and I think you'll enjoy that song. He talks about his worm.
I'll have to look into that.
Steve, where can people find you?
Oh, where can you find me?
Nowhere.
You can find me on Facebook under my government name, Steve Akins. You can find me on Instagram under So Many Tragedies. Find me on X under pedigree_Steve. Find me on TikTok, if you can. And if you do, let me know what my name is, because I have no clue. And if you can't find me, then it wasn't meant to be.
That's so gonna be a t-shirt. Thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us on this amazing episode. It's been so much fun to have you on.
Of course.
Now I know who to blame for Mercedes Monet, so fuck you, Chaotic. So with that, you can find Wrestling Pedigree on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Wrestling Pedigree 92, on our YouTube channel that we're live on. You can find us on our WhatsApp channel also. We're doing live shows. We're all available now. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to be doing a watch along for NXT Stand and Delivery with Christopher Rocks and Lewis Joshua. So we got so much content coming out, and next week it's WrestleMania month. So me and Steve, by God, are going to talk about some WrestleManias. Probably the underrated WrestleManias that people don't talk about that much, and the shit ones they've done, which probably will feature this one coming up. So controversial.
There's that negativity. Hey.
That's how we bounce. I see what's on my head, and then I get heat, and then he just looks really good.
I don't know, man. I can honestly say that Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar match has been built really, really well.
Very well.
If they don't open the weekend with that to set the standard for the weekend, then they need to fire all of their bookers and hire me.
The Bellas are going to open WrestleMania.
I think Punk and Roman are going to put together a banger as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually saying that. I don't think it's the matches. I think it's the road they got to it.
I can agree with that.
I think the word rush is the one that I always say. It's a rush road. Yeah. So on that delightful note, next week, Wrestling Pedigree Podcast will be back with WrestleMania month. And with that, end of WCW month. So from myself, Steve, and Ryan, the real deal, enjoy your professional wrestling.
And don't be a dick.